Emotional blackmail is a manipulative behavior where a person uses their emotions such as guilt, fear, or anger to control or influence another person's actions or decisions. This can be done intentionally or unintentionally, and it often involves making the other person feel responsible for the blackmailer's emotional state or well-being. For example, a partner might threaten to harm themselves if their significant other or their spouse leaves them. Or a parent might use guilt to persuade their child to behave a certain way. And we have experienced this. Emotional blackmail can be harmful and can cause the victim to feel trapped or powerless. Emotional blackmail can be subtle and difficult to recognize, but it can cause a lot of stress and anxiety for those who are in the receiving end. How do you identify these emotional blackmails? Number one, these are the signs that you can look out for. Frequent guilt tripping or shaming. Number two, using threats or ultimatums to get what they want. Number three, playing the victim and making others feel responsible for their emotions. Emotional blackmailers often use these tactics to make others feel guilty or ashamed for not complying with their demands. They may also try to make others feel responsible for their emotional states or happiness. Let's understand the motivation behind this emotional blackmail. People may engage in emotional blackmail for different reasons, such as avoiding responsibilities for their actions, gaining power or controlling others, coping with difficult emotions like anxiety or insecurity, and some others may just want to harm you. Understanding the motivation behind emotional blackmail can help you respond more effectively. For example, if you know that someone is using emotional blackmail to gain power over you, you can work to establish clear boundaries and limit their influence. How do you deal with emotional blackmail? If you're dealing with emotional blackmail, there are several strategies that you can apply to help yourself and protect yourself, of course. Number one, set clear boundaries and communicate assertively. Don't cut across. Number two, refuse to give in to the blackmailer's demands or threats. Don't give in. Number three, seek support from friends, family, or professionals if it goes beyond your capability of dealing with it. There's no harm in involving somebody else. Prioritize your own mental well-being before you can prioritize someone else's. Not taking responsibility for their emotions or actions. Don't take responsibility. It's important to remember that emotional blackmail can be a long-term pattern or behavior, so it's unlikely to change overnight. However, by consistently standing up for yourself, setting boundaries, you can break the cycle of manipulation and control. Finally, emotional blackmail can be a difficult and emotionally exhausting experience, but it's important to recognize the warning signs and take actions to protect yourself. By understanding the motivation behind these behaviors and using strategy to respond effectively, you can reduce the impact of this behavior on your life. It is time to check out for you. It is time to stand up to those blackmailers, because the more we tolerate them, the more effects it's going to lay on you. It is time you take care of your mental health first before you can proceed taking care of somebody else's mental state. Let us not encourage desperateness in seeking attention or giving people your burdens too much, especially when it comes to mental health.